You don't have a focus problem. You have a mind that refuses to stay in one box. If you look around your life right now, it probably looks like a museum of unfinished identities. A guitar you swore you'd master, a coding project half-built, a business idea still sitting in your notes app, a gym phase, a photography phase, a maybe I'll move cities and reinvent myself phase. And every time you switch, a small voice whispers, why can't you just pick one thing? The shame isn't loud, but it's constant, because the world worships specialists. Pick a lane, master it, stay in it. But your brain doesn't cooperate. It lights up intensely, then it moves on, and you start to wonder if you're scattered, undisciplined, behind. You're not. You're wired for exploration. Psychology calls this high openness to experience. People high in openness are drawn to new ideas, new systems, new identities. Their dopamine system responds strongly to possibility, not achievement. Possibility. That distinction matters. Dopamine isn't the pleasure chemical, it's the anticipation chemical. It spikes when something feels new, uncertain, full of potential. That's why the beginning of every new interest feels electric. The research phase, the beginner stage, the fantasy of who you might become. But once repetition replaces novelty, dopamine drops, and your brain, designed to explore, signals next. This doesn't mean you lack discipline. It means your motivational system is novelty sensitive. Now here's where things get uncomfortable. Modern society rewards depth in one domain. Your nervous system rewards scanning across many. That mismatch creates identity anxiety. You watch your peers become senior engineers, doctors, founders. Linear progress. Meanwhile, your path looks like a zigzag, and every restart chips away at your confidence. Not because you failed, but because you didn't finish. Here's what most people miss. Your interests are not random. They're identity experiments. In your 20s and early 30s, your brain is still mapping who you are. Every new obsession is a hypothesis. Maybe I'm this, maybe I'm that. You're not quitting hobbies. You're testing versions of yourself. Some identities stick, some don't. But each one adds data, and data compounds. The real problem isn't that you have too many interests. It's that you try to pursue them all at once. Your prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for long-term planning, can only sustain depth in a limited number of domains at one time. When you stack 5 ambitions simultaneously, your cognitive bandwidth fractures. You feel scattered, burned out, behind. But there's another layer here. You tend to leave right when things stop being exciting and start requiring repetition. That moment feels like boredom, but neurologically, it's just dopamine recalibration. Novelty fades, effort rises. Your brain, built for exploration, gets uncomfortable. So you interpret discomfort as a signal to pivot. And sometimes that's correct. But sometimes it's just the cost of depth. This is where you have to understand your strength. Your power is not obsession, it's synthesis. Research on creativity shows that breakthrough thinkers pull ideas from unrelated fields. This is called far transfer. It's the ability to take concepts from one domain and apply them in another. Someone who studied music and programming builds different software. Someone who explored psychology and marketing sees patterns others miss. Your wide curiosity is building cross-domain bridges. Bridges are rare. Specialists go deep. Generalists connect. And in volatile environments, connectors become invaluable. The modern world is unstable. Industries collapse. Technology reshapes entire job markets. AI replaces repetition. What survives? Adaptability, redundancy, range. In biology, redundancy is protection. Multiple systems capable of stepping in when one fails. Your diverse interests are psychological redundancy. If one skill becomes obsolete, another activates. You don't collapse, you pivot. But here's the trap. If you never allow one interest to mature long enough to integrate, you remain in perpetual starting mode. Perpetual starting feels exciting, but it doesn't compound. The solution is not to suppress your curiosity, it's to structure it. Think in seasons, not in simultaneous commitments. Choose one domain, go deep enough to integrate it, not forever, just long enough to build real competence. then rotate intentionally. This prevents burnout, and it turns scattered curiosity into layered depth. You were not meant to eliminate interests. You were meant to sequence them. There's also something else happening beneath the surface: comparison. You measure yourself against linear careers, but your growth is nonlinear. It compounds invisibly. At 25, it looks chaotic. At 35, it looks multidimensional. At 45, it looks strategic. The shame you feel is social pressure, not cognitive failure. You are not broken. You are not lazy. You are not incapable of focus. You are exploratory in a world that glorifies repetition. And the future does not belong exclusively to specialists. AI can specialize. Humans differentiate through integration. Your range, if disciplined over time, becomes leverage. So stop asking, why can't I just stick to one thing? Start asking, how can I structure my curiosity so it compounds? You were never meant to be one thing. You were meant to connect things. And once you learn how to do that intentionally, your so-called weakness becomes your edge.